All it takes is a little faith to take the next step, even when you can't see where it leads. My late father in law used to tell stories all the time. And now I wish I'd recorded every one of them. Grandpa Chuck, I just needed to come in very quickly and ask that you stick with the video until the end. And in the last 2 minutes, you'll get the moral of the story. I know all too often people check out before the end, and they really miss a lot. I don't want you to miss anything, so hang around to the end. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. The older I get, the more I realize those stories, they weren't just entertainment. They were lessons we don't get to understand until life catches up with us. And the one story he told about a man who lost his job because he couldn't read or write. And it completely changed how I see failure and second chances. You see, old Andy had been the keeper of the Hope Harbor main fishing pier for 20 years. He wasn't a fisherman in the traditional sense. He didn't own a boat. Instead, he managed and repaired the ropes, repairs the nets, cleaned planks, and guided ships safely into the dock during storms. Everyone trusted Andy, and everyone respected him. But then the town changed. A new dockmaster arrived. He was young, sharp, and convinced that efficiency and regulations mattered more than hard-earned experience. One morning, he called Andy into his office. "You need to fill out these municipal forms," he said. Andy just nodded politely. "I can't write, sir." "Never needed to." The dockmaster stared at him in total disbelief. "A man who can't sign his name cannot manage this pier. Regulations require it. You must learn to read and write within 3 months or leave." Andy had done his job for 20 years. The crews trusted him. The pier ran smoothly. But he had reached an age where he felt he knew who he was and what he needed. So Andy made a choice. He resigned that day. Walking away from the dock, feeling lost and uncertain. I don't know about you, but I know I would have done what Andy did. And walking away, I would have felt uncertain. I would have felt lost. But I also believe I would have felt that I did the right thing. Sometimes a man just has to take a stand. And he sat near the entrance and packed his pipe. The tobacco smelled rich and warm. A well-dressed stranger approached him. "Tobacco smells incredible," the man said. "Where did you get it?" "I made it myself," Andy replied. "You can't buy it here. There aren't any tobacco shops on this side of town." The man loved the smell of the tobacco. The man asked, "Can I buy some?" Andy agreed. Unsure what to charge, the man paid far more than Andy expected. And in that moment, an idea was formed. It sounded foolish at first, but sometimes the foolish ideas change everything. I'm sure you've had those times in your life that you felt the same way. So Andy, using his small savings, opened a tiny shack selling tobacco blends, fish bait, and simple news right there on the docks. Because people knew him as a hardworking, honest, dependable man, word spread quickly. His shop became 2, and then 3. 10 years later, Andy owned 10 thriving shops and deposited thousands into the bank every week. One day, a bank manager called him in. "Mr. Andy," he said, "you've built a fortune. Let me prepare some investment papers just for you to review and sign." Andy smiled gently. "I can't read, sir. I only learned to sign my name when I opened my first shop." The bank manager was stunned, to say the least. "But you built an empire without knowing how to read or write? Can you imagine what you would be today if you could?" Andy paused, and then he answered quietly, "I know exactly what I'd be, sir. I'd be the keeper of the town pier." And there is the lesson, folks. Sometimes what others see as our weakness becomes the very thing that changes our lives. Losing one door doesn't always mean failure. Sometimes it pushes us toward a better path. Know your worth. Don't ever stay where you're not valued. And sometimes all it takes is a little faith to take the next step, even when you can't see where it leads. Have faith in yourself. Thanks for watching. I'm Grandpa Chuck, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.